afternoon, Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional, coming to you with this week's interest rate summary and market update. It's Friday, June the 12th, right about 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's get right to it. Now, this time last week, a week ago, we're talking about a jobs report that's coming in really hot. 2.5 million jobs added in the month of May. Granted, it's a lot of people coming back to work, but still, it was the highest 1 month total in the history of the country for adding jobs. Our unemployment data was showing we were at 13.3% against a projection of 19.8%. We've never missed the mark by that much. Stock market taking off, mortgage-backed securities getting pummeled, and interest rates were rising. So we come into this week expecting more of the same. Hey, it's just one report, but it's certainly a really, really strong indicator that the country is rebounding. And then this week it got turned on its head. And why did that happen? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, we're starting to see a potential second wave of the coronavirus in certain states. It seems to be very localized. Texas reporting 2,500 new cases on Wednesday. That's the highest 1 month total they've ever had. California hospitalizations are at their highest level now since mid-May. And Florida reporting 8,500 new cases this past week. That's the highest 7-day total that they've had. So certainly appears to be either a second wave of COVID-19 infections on in those states, or maybe this is a continuation of the first wave, just a little bit of a rebound in that first wave. Tough to tell, but here in the state of Georgia, the cases seem to have plateaued, if not started declining, which is puzzling experts. Some of this may be centered around testing. We just don't know. But this second wave has really, really pushed the stock market lower this week. We've seen the Dow Jones drop. We've seen the NASDAQ drop. And that's been a positive news for mortgage-backed securities as we've seen money start to flow back into bonds, back into treasuries as a safe haven until we really know that we've got a sustained comeback going on. Now, the Fed also met on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, regularly scheduled meeting, and on Wednesday, they announced what we all anticipated was no change to the Fed funds rate. But the language that the Fed used was really positive for mortgage-backed securities, very strong support and intention behind being a purchaser in the mortgage-backed securities market, that they would provide support for the market for as long as was needed. All of that translates into better mortgage-backed securities pricing and improved interest rates, right? Rates come down as mortgage-backed securities trade up. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we'll go take a quick look at this chart. This was last Friday. This is when we were getting that jobs number in on June the 5th, Friday, June the 5th. You can see the date down there at the bottom. And then as we move into this week, the past 5 days, mortgage-backed securities trading up on every single day, not a outlier in the bunch, which means interest rates are improving. And most lenders now able to get sub 3% on a 30-year fixed with standard closing costs, which is pretty amazing. And of course, on the 15-year fixed, we're getting down in below 2.5%, getting into really great territory there as well. So what does all of that mean for the future? Well, I think what it tells you is that one report does not a trend make, right? So we can look at the unemployment report, we can look at a jobs number coming in hot, but until we get a series of economic data coupled with a series of health data that says, yes, we really do have this virus under control, we're going to be week to week at best, maybe even day to day. So we just have to keep our eye on it. We've got to time these things and understand this is going to be a volatile summer, probably the most volatile summer we've ever seen in the mortgage market. So with all that in mind, as you go out into your weekend, hope the shopping season goes well for you. If I can be of any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out. Mark.Milam at northpoint.com. Thanks.